What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Fellow Show. My name is Kyle. Today, August 23rd, Wednesday evening, we're going to be going over the ADP Risers and Fallers. And yes, it's 100 degrees in the Midwest right now. So super hot, super hot. But let's hop right into it, man. We're going to be going over the ADP Risers and Fallers on Underdog, Drafters, and DraftKings. These are best ball websites, but they do help us for redraft as well because it lets you know who's like the hottest guys moving up and down the boards. And then just a housekeeping thing real quick. Fantasy Fellowship's got a Discord, guys. I'm going to probably comment the link in the comments area if you guys want to join it. Please do. I have just a general tab on here, but you're going to have your start sit questions, other questions, waiver wire, community talk, trade talk, all that good stuff will be on the Discord. And I'd like to just drive. I get so many questions from YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, all kinds of different things, and I'd like to try and just get a community going on the Discord. So join the Discord if you guys want to hang out with us there. And yeah, let's hop right into the Underdog Risers and Fallers and this ADP. I update this every Wednesday in the morning, and this is data from the last 7 days. So let's take a look here at the biggest risers from the last 7 days. Number one on the list is Deuce Vaughn. He's up almost 16.8 picks. He's now being drafted inside the top 200, which is pretty crazy. He's the RB4 for Dallas, but a lot of people are buying him to be the number 2 back at some point this season. I'm not sure I'm quite there yet. I don't think he needs to be a guy we get on our redraft teams, but I am taking notice of Deuce Vaughn. I still think Malik Davis and Rico Dowdle will have some say in that RB2 battle behind Tony Pollard. Number 2 here is Luke Musgrave, man. He just keeps climbing. He's having a great preseason, and it looks like he might debunk the rookie tight end myth that we have kind of come to accept over the last few seasons. Dude's playing a lot with the ones. He doesn't come off the field. He's got no tight end competition. I really like Luke Musgrave. He fits in your redraft plan as your tight end too. If you want to wait for tight end, grab Luke Musgrave and another guy, and you should be okay at the tight end position this year. Raheem Mostert coming in at number 3. Again, Dalvin Cook signed with the Jets. Mostert and all the Dolphins backs have been moving up. You can see Jeff Wilson's here as well. He's up 11 spots in his own. But Mostert, moving into like the 12th round right now, he's going to be an 11th round pick at some point soon. The Dolphins are rumored to be in, the Jonathan Taylor trade news, but we'll see. For now, I do like Mostert and Jeff Wilson on my redraft benches. Number 4 here is Ezekiel Elliott, who has finally signed with the Patriots. I should probably get that New England team designation in there for him. But he's up a full round right now. He's being drafted right around Raheem Mostert. People are liking what they're seeing. I do think there's room for Ezekiel Elliott, but he's more of a best ball pick. I don't think we're going to feel good starting him any week unless you're in a touchdown league. I think Zeke's going to be short yardage and goal line duties for the most part for the Patriots. But for now, he's a decent best ball pick. Put him on your bench, see what happens. If you want to grab him at the end of your draft, see what happens, I'm fine with it. Sam Howell in the Washington Commanders are continuing to have a great preseason, and he looks like a fun QB too, especially in Superflex leagues. He's currently QB 25 off the board, up again 12 spots right now. Juwan Johnson having a really good preseason with Derek Carr in the Saints offense. He's up about 12 spots right now, tight end number 19. He should be continuing to climb. I think if you wanted to wait for Juwan Johnson and Luke Musgrave as your tight ends in a redraft league, I think that can work. Jeff Wilson, we already talked about him. Nathaniel Tank Dell, up about 10.7 spots. He had a great preseason week 1. He missed week 2. Not sure if he's going to play week 3, but I am liking the rookie Houston wide receiver. He's a dark horse to lead the team in all receiving categories. So we'll see. I think he's still a great best ball pick right now. And then my favorite tight end sleeper here, coming in at number 9 on this list here. He's up 10.5 spots. He's tight end number 20, going 170th overall. It's Jake Ferguson. I've seen Jake Ferguson go in the 14th round of best ball drafts right now. The hype is through the roof for the second-year Dallas tight end, and I'm buying Jake Ferguson a lot. He's actually my most owned tight end across all best ball formats. He's going to be in the Dalton Schultz role. He can pass block, he can run block, and guess what? He's a really good pass catching tight end. So I think he's a dark horse to be, a tight end 1 this season. He could be 50, 60 receptions in his arsenal and maybe 70 to 80 targets. So I love Jake Ferguson. Honestly, if I can get Ferguson or Juwan Johnson or Luke Musgrave, if I can get 2 of those guys in a redraft, I think I'm feeling pretty good about my tight ends. Jalen Hyatt continues to move up boards. He's 10th here, up almost 10 spots. He's still the number 4 on the depth chart, but he's going to be a guy that continues to get more work as the season progresses. Darius Slayton, Isaiah Hodgins, and Paris Campbell are all ahead of him, but he's going to mix in and rotate with that first-team offense. Kenneth Gainwell continues climbing here, up 9 spots. He is the dark horse to lead the Eagles in all touches this year, combination of running and receiving ability. It does sound like it sounds like he is the most trusted back there. Still not sure who the goal line back is. I think DeAndre Swift is the third down back, but they're basically saying Kenneth Gainwell is going to be involved, and he's going to probably be the end of the first half, end of the game running back where, passing down situations, he's going to be in there. So I like Gainwell on my bench in redraft. Darren Waller continues his move up here, 8.7 spots. Let me just shout out some other guys here. Khalil Herbert continues to climb. He's well within the top 100 now, going around RB30. Jaylen Warren, one play is all it took for him to move up 8.5 spots. He's one of my favorite players to put on your bench. Make sure you grab Jaylen Warren in your redraft leagues. Michael Wilson, rookie for the Cardinals. He's going to be on the field a lot, up 7.6. James Cook, Jordan Love, Sam Laporta, Kenny Pickett, Tank Bigsby, all these guys keep moving up. Not sure why Zamir White keeps moving up. I think Jacobs is going to report eventually, but I do like putting White on my best ball benches. And then you can kind of see some of the other guys here, but just click on the link. It's in the description if you guys want to check these out in more detail. Let's move on to the fallers over on Underdog. And at the top of the list is, this is a different view of the risers. Basically, up here, I looked at the change in ADP, and then this next chart shows you the percent change of ADP because, guys at the top of the list, they can't move up a ton. But their percentages could change a lot. So technically the number one riser right now is Waller, Bijan, Musgrave, Cook, Vaughn, Herbert. That's a good way to look at it, the percent change. These guys are moving up a little bit more aggressively based on their ADP. Moving on to the fallers here on Underdog. Dulcich, Mechie, Taysom Hill, Rondale Moore, Deonta Foreman, Khalil Shakir, Jameson Williams, Jerome Ford, Traylon Burks, and Cordero Patterson round out the top 10. Greg Dulcich is not the starting tight end. It's going to be Adam Troutman. He's going to be on the field in passing situations, but he's not their base tight end. So he's getting dinged pretty hard for that right now. Mechie's the number 4, number 5 receiver. He might be the number 5 behind Noah Brown. I think if you're drafting Houston, you want Nico, Robert Woods, and Tank Dell. Taysom Hill's falling right now. I think that's because Juwan Johnson is soaring, but I still like Taysom Hill in best ball formats and standard league scoring. Rondale Moore falling about a full round right now. I still like him in full PPR formats on my bench. Deonta Foreman kind of getting phased out here with the ADP. Khalil Herbert's rising up, and so is Rashawn Johnson. Khalil Shakir's having a not great training camp. He's not sticking out. He's actually losing steam compared to Deontay Hardy and Trent Sherfield. He might not even be their 4th or 5th receiver. So we'll see. I'm probably out on Shakir. I'm not drafting Jameson Williams, guys, especially in best ball formats. He's going to be out 6 weeks. He's got a hamstring. I need to see it with Jameson Williams. I'm not sure why Jerome Ford is falling. He is the number 2 behind Nick Chubb, but he's falling pretty hard right now. Traylon Burks needs to stop falling. He's going outside the top 100 in a lot of the drafts I'm seeing, but I like Burks on my bench. Other fallers here include Devon Achane, the running back for the Dolphins, rookie running back. He's got a shoulder thing now. Mostert and Jeff Wilson are both soaring in ADP. Rashid Shaheed keeps tumbling as he's out with a hamstring. Damian Harris might be dead, dude. I saw a rumor where he could be a camp cut candidate as Latavius Murray is working in with the 2s and performing pretty well. Other fallers here, Adam Thielen, Kendra Miller, Bryce Young. Panthers stock is down right now. DJ Chark also got hurt, so you might see Thielen and Mingo rise next week. But take a look at the list, guys. You guys can see everything on the fantasyfellowship.com. I'm going to go down and show you guys the top percentage movers. That's Dulcich, Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall, Williams, Traylon Burks, a lot of the same names here. So these guys are all falling pretty aggressively in their ADPs. But that's it for DraftKings. You guys, again, you can check out the links in the description. Let's move on to Drafters, which is a full PPR website. Let's look and see who the top risers are here. We're going to see a lot of the same names and faces. Ezekiel Elliott, Luke Musgrave, Deuce Vaughn, Michael Wilson, Jake Ferguson, Juwan Johnson, both Miami backs, Khalil Herbert and Tank Dell round out the top 10. Other notable names here include J.K. Dobbins, up pretty big here. He's moving back up now that he's in camp. Tajay Spears looks like the RB2 for Tennessee. Jaylen Warren, man, he's moving up the board. Sam Howell, there's Rashawn Johnson, Darren Waller. Kyren Williams is kind of emerging as the number 2 back in the Rams, so I like grabbing him in best ball right now. Jordan Love looking like a solid QB2. Kenneth Gainwell moving up. Romeo Doubs performing pretty well in preseason games. And then Javonte Williams, man, he is just screaming up the boards right now. He is a 6th-round pick. 2 weeks ago, he was a 9th-round pick. So Javonte Williams is at the highest price he's been all summer. Josh Downs moving up as it looks like he's hopped Isaiah McKenzie for the 3rd spot. For the Colts, James Cook continues climbing. He's now a 6th-round pick. And then there's Adam Troutman, who I mentioned with Greg Dulcich. But otherwise, a lot of the same names. Anthony Richardson's moving up boards right now. Pickens, Ertz, the rookie receiver for the Packers, Jaden Reed. You got a lot of the same names on the other list here. So we'll go down here, and I just want to show you the top guys percentage-based ADP movers. Waller, Dobbins, Tony Pollard, Herbert, Zeke, Dalvin Cook, DJ Moore, Musgrave, Javonte, Raheem Mostert. So these guys are hard to get right now, but these guys are all good picks in fantasy football redraft leagues right now. So continue to grab these guys before your league mates get ahead of it. Top fallers on drafters include Dulcich, Taysom Hill, Terrace Marshall Jr., Jameson Williams, Mike Gesicki, Kendre Miller, Cordero Patterson, Shakir, Metchie Ford. I'm not really buying any of these guys right now. I do want to continue buying Kendre Miller. I think Taysom Hill's fine in a standard league, but otherwise, this is kind of like the dead list. You don't want to be grabbing any of these guys right now. It's looking pretty bad. If you're on this list, you're probably not going to be a draft target for a lot of people. Miles Sanders is falling pretty hard. Breece Hall falling hard. CJ Stroud and Nico Collins falling pretty hard. Even Christian Kirk is falling. One preseason game, he wasn't running in 2 wide receiver sets, which was interesting. George Kittle's tumbling pretty good right now. So I do like buying some of these guys here, like Ramondre Stevenson. I don't mind grabbing him. But let's look at the top percentage fallers on drafters. That's Breece, Dulcich, Jameson, Christian Kirk, Sanders, Penny, Burks, Taysom, Ramondre, and Terrace Marshall. So some of your biggest fallers there on drafters. And then let's close this video out with the DraftKings risers and fallers. And pretty much the same list is going to be there. Let me actually click on the risers and fallers here. At the top of the list, you got Zeke, Musgrave, Vaughn, Mostert, Ferguson, Juwan, Hyatt, Warren, Zamir, and Tajay Spears. So it's pretty much identical to the lists that we already looked at here. I want to just note if there's anybody else we haven't talked about yet. Kenny Pickett moving up there as the Steelers are having a great preseason here, along with George Pickens. Rashee Rice moving up after his great preseason game. Anthony Richardson's moving up, guys. He's going to be back in the top 100 soon. Everybody loves Darren Waller right now. I really like Charbonnet, Javonte, James Cook, Dalton Kincaid. A lot of these rookies are moving up. And then Jahan Dotson, man. We're not going to see it yet this week yet, but I'm assuming next week Jahan Dotson's going to be on the list of the biggest risers towards the top 10, because we know Terry McLaurin's got a toe injury. So I put Terry McLaurin on the thumbnail of this video here. So Dotson moving up. We're going to see Terry McLaurin moving down next week. Right now, I'd rather have Dotson on my team than Terry McLaurin. I just don't want to deal with the turf toe injury all season long. Percentage movers here: Zeke, Bijan, JK, Mostert, Waller, Musgrave, Josh Jacobs gaining some steam here. George Pickens, Deuce Vaughn, and Jalen Warren. Honorable mentions: Jake Ferguson, Jawan Johnson. Biggest fallers over on DraftKings right now, pretty much the same names, guys. Nothing really new to note here. I do want to look towards the bottom. Miles Sanders is falling. Panthers are falling pretty hard right now. They look pretty bad in preseason. Not sure why Irv Smith is falling. DeAndre Swift is finally starting to get to an affordable price tag. Breece Hall continues tumbling. There's Kirk again. Deshaun Watson's falling pretty hard right now as there's been some bad buzz coming out of Cleveland camp. Let's see I don't know why Jared Goff is falling though. That one's kind of weird. And Tua, some good quarterbacks falling here. But your biggest fallers in terms of change of percentage points: Ramondre, Sanders, Dulcich, Burks, Jameson, Breece, Devon, Taysom Hill, and Amon-Ra St. Brown on a little bit of a discount right now. If you're drafting him, you can get him in the second round finally. So check out the list, guys. That's going to do it for me. I do want to just mention again, if you guys are new to the Fantasy Fellowship, definitely subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff. Join us on Discord, man. I'm going to be doing, questions there all summer long. And I guess all season long. That's where we're going to be hanging out. And if you guys do want to join me in my mock draft tonight, it's Wednesday night mock night, 6 p.m. Central Time on ESPN. I put the link in the lobby 15 minutes before the show. And then Saturday, big show Saturday, I'm doing a mock draft marathon Saturday morning, 9 a.m. start time. We'll go for 2 or 3 hours, and we're just going to do as many mocks as we can. So join us there if you want to hang out and do some mocks. I'll take requests in the chat. But that's it, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll see you in a future video. Peace.